Yo, what's up, everybody? It is good to be back. I don't know what the hell happened to this weekend. I feel like I blinked after Friday's show, and I'm back here with you guys on Monday at 4 o'clock, but that's all right. I'm excited to be here, kicking off another week of broadcast with you all. Thank you so much for spending your Monday afternoon with me, especially those of you here early and live for the pre-show today. Jump into chat wherever you're watching, say hello. We'll give you a shout out, or as many of you as we possibly can. And then we'll get this thing going at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. Let's start over in the mosh pit on D Live, where I see Lino Vincent, Truth Teller 101, Fuck the Dems, Q-Boys, and Lucy Anders all holding down D Live for us today. Good to see you over there. Hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Shout out to you guys on Rumble as well. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button for us over there. Joe Elaine, good to see you. Liberty's Great Awakening. Thank you for hanging out over on Rumble as well. We got Freak Dog 1970 chilling as well. I believe that's Russian Bot, our good OG friend, hanging out with us. Good to see you guys over on Rumble. Shout out to the Cloud Hub, Odyssey, Twitter, YouTube, and all you guys on those other platforms. I don't really call you out individually, but do appreciate your viewership while you're over there. And of course, the fam in the comfy bunker. Much love to you guys on pilled.net, the only and exclusive place to watch the second half of today's show. The 5 o'clock hour, as you all know, is available exclusively on pilled.net, the true home of free speech. What's up, UK Patriot? Good to see you hanging out abroad over there on Rumble. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see who's in the comfy bunker. Lance in there first. Lightsphere, what's up, man? Delia, not far behind. D. Richard and Floyd Due Diligence. What's up, guys? Good to see you. Pilled Promos Maven holding down the fort. What's up, Maven? Hope you're having an awesome Monday. Floyd kicking off our gold pills today with a margarita Monday cookie. Absolutely. I go for a marg right now, I'll tell you. Packers 412, Lyle and Jenny checking in. What's up, you two? Hope you guys are both having a great Monday so far. It's good to see you. Joe Elaine doing her mod thing, keeping everything so comfy and nice. Joe, thank you so much for all that you do. Truth Teller 101, good to see you. Our Harold in the house as well. General Buford checking in from West Tennessee. Good to see you. Let's see. Facts Not Fear. Good to see you as well. Kim, Iowa, bringing the heat, calling all the reps today. Give them hell, Kim. Give them hell. Take no prisoners. Fazik, what's up, Fazik? Range Pony out there. Barb Robbins in the house as well. What's up, Barb? Let's see. Who else do we got? Tweety 52. Good to see you. Pen Lou hanging out with us today. Great to see you, Pen Lou. Cali Patriot 14 and Roy Stones and Bones over on the West Coast. Look at that. Cali Patriot, Roy. It's like they stick together. Snow Bunny 68. How's it going? Dave 75. Welcome. And let's see who else. Pip's mom checking in from across the pond in Wales, UK. What's up, Pip? And shout out to all of our Patriots abroad. We love you guys so much. Shane RQ, how you doing? Good to see you. Norm, Hang 10, Alien Surfer in the house. What's going on, my friend? Clover Lily, what's up, Clover Lily? How are you today? And then there's Mr. Gerardo. Good afternoon, sir. Hope you're having a good one. Dognuts 10, how are you? Crockett Man 62 in the house as well. Eagle Freedom and Dread Quarters. What's up, guys? Space Cookie, how are you? Christine in Texas, great to see you. Biatch in the house as well. Dread Quarters and Patriot Bro, welcome, you guys. Let's see. McKinnon 88 checking in. What's up, McKinnon? How are you today? Ken Chris, great to see you. Mad Joker, how are you? Rock Mama in the house. Maurice Popcork checking in from the UK as well. Very, very cool. Heavy D007. Welcome, Sigurd Dragon Slayer. Great to see you. Trump Red Pill 1, Wisconsin on. The Prince GT. What's up, guys? Sergeant Peterson and Mr. Tizo says Drunk Pinata sent him. Awesome. Welcome to all of you guys out there tuning in from Thinking Logically with our brother Drunk Pinata. I'm sure he'll be up here on the panel shortly. Barry Dillon, good to see you. Animal Behavior, how are you? Great to see you in the chat today. We got Ken Chris out there with the THC cookie for the working bones. Thank you, Ken Chris. Appreciate you very, very much. Mix Picks, what's going on? Spirit 54, Dognuts 10. What's up, guys? Good to see you all. Sergeant Peterson, welcome. Christine in Texas, great to see you. Subpack Vet, thank you so much for the cookie. Optimus Grind in the house as well. How's it going? Patriot Drummer, Norwegian Wood out there as well. Good to see Jolly Roger hanging out. How you doing, Jolly? Hope you're having a good Monday, sir. Flawless in USA. There's Russian Bot checking in to the comfy bunker. Liana Wilbert, so good to see you. Ghost Pepper, PDX Patriot. What's up, guys? Lori P in the house as well. Filter Dog, my brother, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Tracy PCB, Paul Thaddeus out there. Tracy S, Old Salty Dog. Kaiman checking in from South Africa. What's up, Molon Labe? How you doing, man? Boys Blog, thank you so much for the cookie. PNW Sasquatch in the house. What's up? Plain Truth, Miss Maga 2014, Spirit 554 out there as well. Red Gun 51, Incorruptible Guardian, Mad Hat 1. Holy shit, everybody's here today. Idaho Vet, welcome. Esther G13, great to see you. Cycle Chris and CK Whitehorse 180. Fuck the Dems. Braves Piano 29. Thank you for the cancels. Happy Monday, Adel. Happy Monday to you. Smallwood for Trump, great to see you. And who else? Sammy Lou in the house. Maybe Q Chris. Welcome. Looney Tunes 17. And we made it just 1 minute late. That's not too bad considering how many of you guys are checking in today. Robbie 36. Good to see you. There's Severe in the chat. He's in the waiting room. Looking forward to having him up on the panel in just a few minutes. Speaking of Severe, enjoy this intro. So fire. We'll be back in like 3 minutes.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Y'all for tuning in, Patriots United, doing what we gotta do to win. Be addicted, the MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all, I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall, we're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong as stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production, Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the deep state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adult hero is the power that's controlling the plight. With all you patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhyme for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may either find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by design, the patriots are holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons don't know they're confined. They're just slaves in the system to the roles they're assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place. They can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight. But I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sights? These people hate America, punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative they're feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, replace it with the truth. We know the plan they devised, the feeding the youth. Now we're only incentivized to start raising our boots. These demons all weaponized. Now we're raising our troops. Now we're raising the boot and sounding the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess. They want to use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful, then you're gone. But not us, we're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right knowing they're wrong. Admiral Nero, take the mic and take flight, 'cause it's on.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Admiral Nero.
All right, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Thank you guys for joining us for another installment of Deplorable Discussions. It is February 5th, 2024. My name is Admiral Nero. With me is my OG crew, Drunk Pinata, Tennessee Homesteader, plus Severe, long time no see, man. How you been?
Chilling, man. It was fun kicking it the other night on my side of things. Always love having you, bro. And it's great to be back another Monday, man. Good to see all the fam out there. A lot of love out there. Thank you guys so much. So many names I haven't seen in a while, man. Your boy streams twice a day. Where are y'all at, man? Come see me, man. If you're not doing so, follow, man. Throw those alerts on, man. I miss you guys. But yeah, it's great to be back as always, man. How was the rest of your weekend, man?
It was great, man. No complaints. No complaints. Had a good time. Hung out with some friends. Got caught up on some sleep. So it was a good weekend, man. And I had an absolute blast hanging out with you a little bit Friday and Saturday night, 2 nights in a row.
It was a lot of fun, man.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here, Severe. All feels right in the world now that you're back on these Monday streams with us. So
I appreciate that, man. It's good to be back, bro.
Absolutely. And UFO Pirate 17, I did not mean to overlook you. I am so sorry if I missed you during the roll call. I do my best to only say everybody's name and say everybody's name once, but I always repeat a few and miss a few. It's just part of how it goes when you're reading about 100 names off. All right, let's say hi to the OG crew. TN Homesteader, how you doing, man?
It's kind of hard to see the UFO pilot when you're a terrestrial being.
Seriously, right?
Right. Flies above your head. I'm doing okay. Just watching the shit show and the trolls coming out in force. You know, we gotta have the border. Sign the bill. $118 billion later.
Yeah, we might talk about that a little bit today.
Did you see that? I don't know if it's on your stack, but Mike Lee put out a pretty interesting tweet.
In regards to the border bill?
Yeah. Ukraine's gonna get more money under this bill than the entire year the Marine Corps gets.
Yeah. Bring it up and have it ready, because we're gonna lead off with that, and it's going to be it's probably going to take up a good portion of today's show. So we'll definitely include
I don't know how many times I can say fuck them, but it's
well, we're going to find out, I guess. But it's great to have you on board here today, TN. And last, certainly not least, is Mr. Drunk Pinata. Pinata, how's your weekend, bud? How's your Monday going?
Pretty good. It's been interesting over the past weekend with them. Some of these cases getting pushed off their deadlines. I'm starting to see some uncertainty from some of the harshest people against Trump online, the kind of people I go over and look at and see what they're doing. So we'll have to see how it plays out. But
you have a good example of that that's not Michael Rappaport, because I want to play his video in a bit. But if you have any other of these like raging lefties that are starting, like, if you have anything queued up or quickly that you put
just a general observation.
Okay.
So I mean, we're really kind of, a lot of these cases are just going through their process. So they have to come up with bullshit, like tabloid type of stuff. Like with the classified documents case, they're like, oh, look, here's a locked door that we don't know about, or we didn't know about. And here's a staircase or something, like another hidden room, which they said it was just used to access cables, which to me sounds like a crawl space, not a hidden room. So you have stuff like that, bringing up Walt Nada, the Trump's valet, some history that he had. It's all just tabloid gossip bullshit, and so they have to bring those things out as opposed to any movement in the cases, because they're all kind of being stalled. And so Now they're going back to the Salvin Bragg thing as being supposedly being the first case, which is I'm like, bring it. So from my observation, in my opinion, the second crime that they have in Manhattan District Attorney is Michael Cohen's crimes that say he got popped for the payments, but he had other things as well with his tax issues with medallions, taxi medallions, and other things like that that were wrapped up all in the same thing. So with that, it's going to be interesting for them to say that Michael Cohen's federal election crime is somehow the second crime for Manhattan in a state district for a federal election. This is why he has not, in my opinion, I'm getting this because from Michael Cohen and other people that have talked about it, because he goes on this group or his podcast as part of this thing called Midas Touch Network. Now these people all talk to each other offline. So when in doing so, they kind of reveal things online during their shows that they may, maybe they realize they're saying it or not, or they have the insight, so they feel, oh, well, I have inside information, I'm good to talk about this. And so from what I've understood of them and their kind of loose lips and they're talking about this, is that the second crime is Michael Cohen's crime, not Trump's crime, supposedly, because they basically let it slip. They said that it doesn't have to be the furtherance of another crime doesn't have to be Donald Trump. That's what they're saying, and that's how they slipped up. So it'll be interesting for them to go first on that case and have it be revealed that it's not even Trump is doing a second misdemeanor as the second crime. It would be someone else, and it's not going to land the way they think it's going to land.
No, I don't think any of this stuff is going to land the way they think it's going to land. They're kind of slowly walking themselves into a corner here, and it's fun. It's fun because it's like they think they have all this ammunition, all these different things, and the way I see this all working out is they're going to end up empty-handed and defenseless at the worst possible time from their perspective, right around the election, and they're going to have no platform to run on, no legal mumbo jumbo to disqualify Trump or sway things their way. And I don't know if they're going to move on from Biden or not, but if that's their guy, they're going to get absolutely steamrolled in this next election. So it's funny to see them kind of bouncing around from one case to the next, grasping at straws. 2024 is already shaping up to be incredibly interesting with how all this is playing out. Guys, it's great to have all three of you on the panel today. Those of you guys out in chat, thank you so much for being part of our Monday broadcast. Please do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button or the red pill, depending on where you're watching. Share the link to the show. If you're watching on pilled.net, please hit that repost button as well. That's super important. Help everyone out there find this live stream. All right, we have a couple of sponsors. Let's take care of those, and then let's talk about this border bill, because that is the big news today. Starting with Earth Garden Botanicals. We love this company up in Montana, run by our friend Jolene. She makes these wellness products. They are amazing. The white pine needle extract is the newest product. I highly recommend this, guys. It's a great detox product. It's basically like the pine needle tea, which I know so many of you love, only just concentrated into a tincture, essentially. So you could, just get the full effect without needing to drink a whole cup of tea. I used this when I wasn't feeling well a few weeks ago. I feel like it really helped expedite the recovery process from my cold. So again, I can't recommend that enough. I love the CBD oils and CBD and hemp products Jolene sells. All the ingredients for them are locally and organically grown right up there in Montana. And the local nature of the product allows Jolene to sell it at a really great price. So the value here is amazing for how pure and potent these products are. The CBD oils taste amazing. There's great flavors like orange ginger bergamot, huckleberry, cherry, cinnamon bliss, and peppermint. Even the unflavored is super enjoyable. Again, just because it's such a pure, clean product. There's CBD oil for pets, the Delta 8 R&R nighttime gummies to help you get a good night's sleep. Don't forget about the topical cream as well. It's an arnica salve for your sore joints and muscles. That comes with or without CBD infused, depending on your preference. Beyond the CBD and hemp products, we have things like elderberry tonic to help boost your immune system, fire cider to help clear your sinuses, breathe more clearly, and then the teas. I mentioned the sunshine and pine needle tea. There's a few others there to choose from. So if you're a tea drinker, check these out. They're extremely enjoyable. They taste great, and they all serve a slightly different purpose. And then finally, the critter juice, the all-natural insect repellent, keeping the bugs and mosquitoes away. I love this stuff. I swear by this stuff. I get destroyed by mosquitoes in the summer. They find me, they eat me alive. This stuff has been a total game changer for me. Honestly, a major game changer. I keep one in my golf bag. I keep one in my truck. I don't know what I would do without it at this point. It has made such a huge difference. And when I'm outside, I no longer come home covered in those itchy welts from the mosquitoes. So go check out all these amazing products at earthgardenbotanicals.com. Promo code 412 gets you 10% off your order. So go load up your cart and enjoy. Also, we have Integral Networks, integralnetworks.com, an America First IT provider located up in the Northwest. They serve the entire country, and they do an amazing job helping businesses and organizations of all sizes and setups save time, effort, and money on their IT systems. They do that by offering a range of services like the Integral Secure Workspace, which is super neat. Basically, what that is they help you set up a virtual desktop environment on an Integral Secure server. So your employees will log in and do their work on a virtual environment rather than on their local machine, offering a few advantages to you as an IT administrator. First, you get to basically set up all their applications and software just the way they need to be. You don't have to rely on them to install and update things, because you could do that all centrally. And then the big one is your data becomes much more secure because it lives exclusively on that server. They're not carrying it around on their local hard drives, thumb drives, laptops, tablets, or what have you. They're just logging in, doing their work, and logging out. So it offers a lot of major advantages. They offer things like cybersecurity, data backup and recovery services. If you have a major commercial network where you need Cisco devices installed, they can help consult and walk you through that. That's no joke. That's not easy to do. Just basically anything a help desk would do in an office setting, they step in and do as a third-party provider, allowing you to avoid the cost and hassle of setting up all that infrastructure to have a fully functional IT department and help desk within your office environment. So integralnetworks.com, or you can give them a call at 916-827-3293. That's 916-827-3293. If you do decide to get in contact with them, please let them know that you heard about them here on 412 Productions. So those are our sponsors today. Big thank you to Integral Networks, and big thank you to Earth Garden Botanicals for sponsoring the show. And thank you guys out there for your continued support of our sponsors. It's a great way to support what we do here on the broadcast. Getting into our news for today, we've got this border bill that was worked on by some traitors in the Senate with the Democrats, basically another capitulation to the establishment. Fortunately, Mike Johnson says the deal is a non-starter, dead on arrival. Let's jump in here. So House Speaker Mike Johnson said the Senate's bipartisan border deal will be dead on arrival in the House after negotiators unveiled the text for the much anticipated bill late on February 4th. Quote, "I've seen enough. This bill is even worse than we expected and won't come close to ending the border catastrophe the president has created. As the lead Democrat negotiator proclaimed, under this legislation, the border never closes," the speaker wrote on X. "If this bill reaches the House, it will be dead on arrival," he added. Those comments echo Mr. Johnson's prior criticism of the bill's rumored contents, which he had also dismissed via social media with a curt absolutely not. The $118 billion package per President Joe Biden's request ties funding for border security to additional assistance for the Ukraine war with Russia and Israel's war with Hamas, as well as U.S. partners in the Indo-Pacific facing aggression from China. Specifically, the bill would authorize $20.23 billion for immigration enforcement. And by that, they don't mean immigration enforcement. That's going to just be there to process more illegals into the country. Don't make any mistake that this money would be used in any way to secure the border. That's 20 million for them to hire more asylum lawyers to get more of these people in here day by day. Another 60 billion in aid for Ukraine. Yes, you heard that correct. They'll hold you hostage, right? You want to secure your border, you have to pay 3 times that amount to Ukraine. Absolutely atrocious. 14.1 billion for Israel, who has plenty of their own money at this point, and they already get a monthly stipend from the United States. So this $14.1 billion virtue signal, thank you very much for that. Can't wait for us to foot that bill. And then 4.83 billion for the Indo-Pacific and 2.44 billion for U.S. Central Command in the conflict in the Red Sea. So it's just an absurd the distribution and ratio of where this money is going. It's an America last bill. It's that simple. And then there's another $10 billion would bolster humanitarian relief efforts in Ukraine, Gaza, and the West Bank. So the funds would be barred from going to UNRWA, the UN Agency for Palestine Refugees, due to allegations that the agency staff participated in the Hamas October 7th attack on Israel. The border security portion of the bill would give the Department of Homeland Security Secretary the authority to temporarily shut down the border to most illegal immigrants if border crossing average more than 4,000 per day in 1 week. If encounters surpass an average of 5,000 per day or 8,500 in just 1 day, the secretary would be required to activate that authority. So they could allow essentially 3,500 illegals into the country every day and then not do a damn thing about it, and that would be fine. I mean, that's the kind of border security our $20 billion gets us. But it's not even just the $20 billion, because even to get that, which is bullshit and does absolutely nothing to address the problem at the border, right? You still have to pay 60 billion more, or 3 times that, to Ukraine to get this negotiation, this quote unquote negotiation, which I don't know what the Republicans in the Senate are thinking to even consider this negotiation. This is a straight up drubbing. This was completely one-sided. The Republicans, the conservatives, those that are actually want border security, got absolutely nothing in this deal. It's $20 billion to institutionalize the flood of illegals coming into our country. This bill would completely undermine any chance Donald Trump would have coming in and using the pen to secure the border. That he would have to then fight in Congress to change this law, and we know how difficult that is to get Congress to go and do anything of value. So not only does this not secure the border, it institutionalizes the massive amounts of illegal immigration. It sends 3 times that amount of money to Ukraine, and then would undermine Donald Trump's ability to mass deport all of these people when he finally does, and hopefully does, win the presidency in 2024 and takes office in 2025. If this passes, this is the end of American sovereignty, the end of our southern border, the end of this country as we know it. Make no mistake, this is 100%. This is 100% a fleecing, a backstabbing by the Republican establishment in the Senate, and all we can do is push and push and push the House to make sure this never sees the light of day, because this is absolutely absurd. You're going to get massive amounts of pressure in the media, from Fox News to MSNBC. They're going to call the President Trump and the MAGA right political, and they're going to say we're weaponizing the border for political purposes, that we don't want it fixed. We want the chaos to run on in 2024. We need to really push back against that messaging, because this right here is 100% poison, 1000% poison. So I'll pause there for now. There's some reactions I get into from some of the people in the Senate and whatnot, but this is where we stand at this moment. I'll open it up for discussion for a bit before I get into the next piece of this. Go ahead, guys.
Well, if this wasn't it's a package from the Senate, but it wasn't the Senate. Right? It was finite group, the same crap that we've seen before. And Schumer's already out there publicizing it. And he literally said that if we don't send the money to Ukraine, we're going to lose our war.
Yep, I have the clip ready to go. We'll listen to it in a minute. But yeah, keep going, Tien.
So that tells you right then and there, the money for the border, which is the caveat, is not for border security. It's predominantly for, like you were saying, legal stuff, but it's also to address the fentanyl. So it's not going to address the illegals coming through. And it's only 17% of the entire package.
Yeah, it's a total joke.
There's no word for it. There's absolutely no word for it. And
treason. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's even worse than that, because you said it won't, the country as we know it. No, we won't have a country because it will no longer be the United States. Not even as we know it. Not to correct you. I'm just saying not even as we know it, because what will happen is they will go down this path and it will be under the world control.
Yeah.
It will not be the United States anymore. It'll be the region of the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah.
And I think that now I'm looking back and I'm seeing this, and this was purposeful. I know people say Hegelian dialect and all that. That's too simple of a terminology, although I'm not disagreeing with it. Van Jones said it the best way. Van Jones, who worked for Obama. Top down, bottom up, inside out. That's the most descriptive what they're doing here. They created the problem. People are now demanding a solution, and they're going to implement, or moving towards trying to implement, the solution they want, which is the solution they wanted all along. Because you cannot have what's going on now at the border being incompetence. It's impossible.
Yeah, that's 100% intentional. There's no incompetence down there at all. It's 100% intentional. It's an attack on American sovereignty, 100%, and all at the expense of the American taxpayer.
The good thing about it is, I'll tell you what, there's that the replacement theory, right? But I think that it's backfiring in that if people think that they're targeting the whites, as a block, maybe. But the ones that are affecting immediately are the blacks. And the black population is noticing big time.
They've had it, dude. They're rising in all the inner city sapphire blue strongholds.
Because they're seeing it. They're the one. They're in essence they're the front lines of who gets affected.
Absolutely, dude. I know that from where I moved in New York, man. That was absolutely the case. There was, not far from where I was, less than 5 minutes away, basically, was the hood section of where I was, and you've seen them literally get pushed out of their own neighborhoods, just massive floods of illegals coming through. And there was already this sentiment kind of building like beneath the surface, but now that it's so blatant, so in your face, they have no choice but to call it out. And they're calling out Eric Adams, they're calling out, all of these governors and mayors in these states and cities where this is occurring. You're seeing it happen in unison, just a massive uprising. This is like the biggest red pill for those peeps that you could ever serve them.
Yeah, and it's going to get worse. Chicago is going to get really, really bad.
Oh yeah, dude.
The convention, that's going to get a lot really worse. Bad. Right. So the squeeze is on. I think this is their last gasp. If the House stands its ground, I wouldn't. At this point, no deal, period, none whatsoever. Flush the whole thing down the toilet. I don't care about reconciliation or anything like that, where you could basically say, no, okay, we'll separate out of Ukraine. No, the whole damn thing goes down. Leave the border the way it is. It's not going to get any better, even if you have a deal, because these people cannot be trusted to do whatever they say they do.
The border, I would rather them take the border piece completely out of this and just go fund Ukraine and all those other countries. The border part of this is a backdoor to undermine Donald Trump and what he will do when he gets into office.
No, I understand that.
Because right now, what we've been saying, sorry, Tian, right now, what we've been saying, and what everyone's been saying on that has two brain cells rubbed together, is the president has everything he needs right now to shut down the border. All he has to do is reinstitute the Trump era policies, and this problem is solved. If they pass this law, that's no longer true. That undermines his ability to do that. This is a sneaky way of usurping what they know, who they know is going to be in office next, and taking away a large part of his ability to handle this without having to deal with a feckless piece of shit legislative branch that is so far gone and so far corrupted. So that honestly, the Ukraine part of this and the Israel part of this and the Indo-Pacific and all that's the least dangerous and damaging part. It's the institutionalizing of this flood of illegals into the southern border that they put into this thing. That's the poison pill right there. It's not even that $20 billion is not to help the situation one bit. All that's
going to, it's not the money.
That's paying the fee. Essentially, we're at 10,000 a day that are crossing. They're like, all right, we'll meet you halfway. We'll knock it down to 5. But the money that you're getting isn't to stop anyone else from coming. It's to process those 5,000 per day and actually wind up legalizing them and completely hamstring Trump when he's put back in office. That's all is, dude, they see the Titanic's going down. They're robbing the shit of whatever that they can get before they hit the lifeboats. That's all this is. That's all of this is, dude. Money laundering and further destruction of America.
Yeah, and Oz Stoneburner, I agree. Fuck the Ukraine. I have no love. My only point is that all this other stuff's in the bill, and that's annoying. It further shows how they hold the American taxpayer hostage for anything that they actually need, and they pile on a bunch of pork and shit that we don't care about, that they get their kickbacks and launder their money and, get their NGOs funded and whatnot, that help them do whatever other illegal shit that they can't do brazenly in your face. That whole side of it is absolutely there, and it's frustrating, but my whole thing is the border part of this is the most dangerous piece of this, and even if it was a standalone bill, you'd have to be like 100% against it because of what it would do, and the long-term implications of it would be very hard to overcome from a border security standpoint.
There's even $400 million for NGOs in here, and for for religious institutions, rather, for protection. Protection from whom? Right? This is to enable the NGOs to process on the other side of the border.
Yep. 100%.
It's like this is where this was going. The Overton window approach. You create the problem, and then you come in with a bargain and expecting the bargain to go down to barter to the level they want. This is the top down, bottom up, inside out kind of thing, but it really puts into light what has been going on the border leading to this. And this was actually, if you look back at the meme that was done for the 16-year plan, this was going to happen under Hillary Clinton.
Definitely.
It's just now manifesting itself, and I think it's into the squeeze of the rock and a hard spot because they underestimated the people waking up. I'm hoping that they underestimate the people riling up. Because there's no much of it. If they come in and start doing this stuff, there's not much of a recourse. But you can vote all you want on Trump,
And that was my point about this bill. If they pass it, it really, like, voting for Trump will only have so much of an effect at that point, unless he's able to rally, unless you're able to get a strong enough true conservative congressional base in both ends of Congress to rewrite
Go
this
on, do it. Yeah.
like, which, let's be honest, right? I mean, look at the Senate. And actually, here, to prove that point, let's take a look at the Senate, right? So this is Charlie Kirk. He says, here's the list of Republican senators that have yet to disavow the border betrayal bill. If your senator is here, call them and politely demand they go on the record against the sellout. Now, it was just released yesterday, so it's not to say that everybody on this list is for it. I don't want to say that everybody on this list is for it, because that may not be the case, but it's been out for 24 hours or almost 24 hours. And these are the senators that have not come out against it so far: Murkowski, Sullivan, Boozman, Crapo, Young, Grassley, Ernst, Moran, McConnell, surprise, surprise, Cassidy, Kennedy, kind of surprised about Kennedy, Collins, Wickard, Hyde-Smith, Fisher, Ricketts, Tillis, Hoeven, Kramer, Mullen, Lankford. He's the one that negotiated this piece of crap.
Yeah, tried to bring it in first, man.
Lindsey Graham, go figure. Tim Scott, kind of surprised that Tim Scott hasn't already denounced it, to be honest. Dune, Rounds, Cornyn, Romney, of course, Capito, Barrasso, Loomis. I mean, even Collins isn't on this list, unless I missed her. Even
No, I think the list came out a little bit too early yet.
Yeah,
So,
well, I think so too, but like I said, this is more about if these people are in your state, start ringing the phone.
yeah. No, absolutely
That's more the point of this here.
Start picking up the phone.
But this I would call this a litmus test. You know, anyone that remains on this list when it comes time to vote for the bill needs to 100% be on your primary them list, right? So all these people here are on notice right now, as far as I'm concerned, as enemies of the state, if they go along with this absolute betrayal of American sovereignty. And there's a few names on here. I do expect to come out and vote against this. I don't think Tim Scott will be for this. I would expect him to vote against it. Same with Kennedy. The rest of them, who knows? I don't know. I don't have much faith in the rest of these people. I'm curious to see what Grassley does, just because we had a conversation about Grassley. I personally think Grassley is an old guard rhino Republican, but he has a really good chance to prove me wrong here. If he's on the right side of this particular vote, it would instill a lot more faith in me with Chuck Grassley. So we'll see. The rest of these people, most of them I already know need to go. Most of these people have been in there way too long and have been completely useless to the America First movement. But this vote right here, I think, really puts people on one side of the fence or the other, so to speak. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing how these people all vote on this bill. So there you go. That's the list right there. Let's take a listen. You mentioned this clip, TN, from Chuck Schumer. Here's his thoughts on the bill, and he's talking to Morning Mika here. Take a listen.
We're at a turning point in America. This bill is crucial, and history will look back on it and say, did America fail itself? Why is it crucial? Well, if we don't aid Ukraine, Putin will walk all over Ukraine. We will lose the war, and we could be fighting in Eastern Europe and a NATO ally in a few years. Americans won't like that. If we don't help Israel defend itself against Hamas, that perpetual war will go on and on and on. If we don't help humanitarian aid to the starving Palestinians in Gaza, hundreds of thousands could starve. And the border, everyone has said it's chaos. You just saw Speaker Johnson. He said it's chaos. We have to do something legislative a few months ago. But what has happened, in answer to your question, so this is crucial for America. It's a turning point. History is going to look over our shoulders and say, did we rise to the occasion? To his credit, Mitch McConnell did. But too many Republicans, including Speaker Johnson, are just scared to death of Donald Trump. Donald Trump has said he wants chaos. Donald Trump has said, well, wait till I become president. That'll take at least a year. Ukraine could be gone. The border will get much worse. War in the Middle East will get worse, maybe bringing us into it. He's doing it all for political reasons. And let me just say, will senators, the crucial question, the $64,000 question, the majority of Republican senators know this bill is the right thing to do. It's a compromise. I don't like everything in it. Neither does McConnell. But it's a compromise. That's the only way you get things important done in the Senate. We proved that 2 years ago in our bipartisan legislation. And will the senators drown out the political noise from Trump and his minions and do the right thing for America? It's a crucial question. History is looking down on everyone.
This right there, not only that we will lose the war, that statement tells you everything. To put it into Dave's mouth, tells you everything you need to know. But at the very end, when he's basically, how emphatic he is, tells you that he doesn't have shit. Because he's pleading, and he's trying to use Trump as the vehicle to curry favor.
Mm-hmm.
Trump has not said what he said about wanting political chaos, or Trump has said no to the bill. He said no bill is a bad bill is, no bill is better than a bad bill, so to speak. And that's what he said. So they're putting in all kinds of words that he never said. Nothing new there. But the whole thing about not only Israel, but the aid to Hamas, or to the Gaza Strip, if you wanted. It's not Hamas. He mentions, where is the UN? Where are all the Arab countries that have way fucking more money? Why does the U.S. have to fund it? Why does the U.S. have to step up?
Because they've normalized it, and they've normalized us funding. That's the same thing with NATO. That's why Trump was pointing to. All right. I'm trying to find where I saw this. They were.
It's not that they've normalized the piñata. That's what they've sold to the people through the fucking media. But they're doing it. They haven't normalized it. They just habitually doing it. Because here we have a prime example of where the countries surrounding the area, the same Arab countries, Egypt is right there on the southwestern side of it. Egypt. Saudi Arabia, one of the richest freaking countries, surrounds the other end. They can basically have money flow, everybody in Gaza floating in money if they want to, and not skip a beat.
I'm trying to find where this article was. It was or maybe I think it was an article. But there was other people that are skeptical, they say, of Johnson wanting a single item issue bill. And I'm like, isn't that part of the House rules? Isn't that what it was supposed to be? So that and you could tell they really need to hammer this home, especially when you saw what Schumer was pushing there. All of that stuff can be separate. It does not have to be together. They put this together because they're like, well, obviously you don't want to help the starving people because we call this the starving people's bill, but then we also attach a bunch of bullshit to it. And you didn't vote for the we want to stop people from starving bill. That it's all this is. It's political blackmail based on the voting record. And so when you look at where these people vote or where they don't vote for, a lot of it's kind of murky. I mean, some of it's pretty on its face. You can tell where they fall. But some of it, people have no choice to vote for some of the stuff because of the way they had previously done this. That's no excuse, they need to call it out. But I feel like this is a really good opportunity in a really public way for them to really push the idea of single item issue bills and say, look, you want your aid to Ukraine? Okay, we're going to vote on that. And whether or not it gets through or not, it's based on the merits of that thing alone, not on something else with it. And I think you might find that you actually get some good public mileage out of it by doing that.
100%. They've been doing that. They use these omnibus type bills to hold the American people hostage for stuff they actually need and provide political cover for these corrupt, congressmen. Like, well, I had to vote for that infrastructure bill. We need our roads and bridges. Forget the fact that 90% of that money went to other things. right? But it gives them the out, like, well, I wasn't going to vote against, the roads, bridges, and tunnels you guys desperately need. So it works in like two different ways. It gives them cover and it holds you hostage as a taxpayer. You want this, all right, but you're gonna have to spend 10 times more on other bullshit that means nothing to you, so we can get our kickbacks too, if you want these things that you say you need. It's just another example of it. This isn't an omnibus bill, but it's cut from the same ilk. It's cut from the same cloth for sure. And I agree, everything should be single item. There should be absolutely none of this bullshit where they're piling together completely unrelated things. Ukraine has nothing to do with our southern border. So why in the world is that part of the deal? Why are we voting on those together? As a voter, as a taxpayer, I have two completely different opinions of what we should do with our southern border, how much we should invest in our southern border versus how much we should invest in Ukraine. So why am I forced to get behind or against a bill that piles these two things together? It's horseshit. That's not the way this is supposed to be done. Not at all.
The other aspect of it is if you understand what they need to do to change the law, because they just can't go write a new law and have it supersede other law. They have to go through all the other laws, right? And change them or alter them however they go about it, right? From that perspective. What I see here is that they've either already done that, which means that they've had this thing like the ACA been working on it for a long time outside, right? This is the top down, bottom up again. Or it's going to take a year to have the legislature done in the legal terms that they need to do. Because if you look at the Immigration and Naturalization Act, it's huge. It's huge. I mean, it's so. I'm looking at this. I'm going, this is something else. It's all propaganda because they're not going to implement shit before the election. They're not going to do anything. There's not going to be a bill for Biden to sign before the election. So it's very interesting to see what's going on, and the more Johnson drags his feet, the better. The better, because it's just the tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock to the election. Yep. It's 207, I think it was, as of today, 277 days to the election, right?
Yep.
Now, granted, that's not, because even after the election, Biden can still do stuff, right? Because it is until January 3rd that the Congress changes. So it's until January 3rd that the risk factor for something landing on Biden's desk. I don't see it the way the Congress moves unless they've already prepared with it, unless they've already gone through the effort and it's already waiting for the right trigger.
So sorry, Jan, good. I mean,
no, I'm saying that's something we need to look at to see how quickly they come up with a bill to be signed. Because if they do the thing like they did ACA, they left it up to DHS in this particular case, like they did HHS back there, then it's even worse than we think. Because it'll all be regulations. In a way, it'll be worse than we think, but if it's regulations, it's not law, Trump can undo them with the stroke of a pen.
Right.
And if that's the way they move, we're in good shape. Even though it's bad, we're in good shape.
So at the end of this tweet, Charlie says we need 41 votes to kill the Invasion Authorization Act. I guess that's kill it in the Senate, although it's already dead on arrival in the House. The importance of killing this in the Senate would make a big difference as far as the media narrative goes. And I think that's what Charlie Kirk is worried about. If it gets bipartisan support in the Senate, it puts an additional layer of pressure on the Republicans in the House and gives, the morning Mikas of the world a big opportunity to really try to hammer down the fact that Republicans are just politically posturing and really don't want a solution and blah, 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 blah. Same bullshit.
McConnell in Kentucky, I can't believe he's going for this because the illegals in Kentucky are just squeezing the heck out of the poor people in Kentucky. And there are poor in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of McConnell, I've got his statement on this right here. Let me bring that up because he is absolutely on board with this, no doubt about it. So McConnell's statement on border security agreement: for 3 years, the American people have endured both a border crisis and the open border agenda that caused it. President Biden's campaign promise to welcome illegal aliens at the border overwhelmed a broken asylum system that unified Republican government had tried desperately to fix in the face of Democrat obstruction. His administration took away critical tools like Remain in Mexico and strong enforcement priorities that Customs, Border Patrol, and ICE had relied on to stem the tide of illegal arrivals. The Biden administration's refusal to secure the border created an unprecedented crisis, and the urgent humanitarian security consequences affect every state. It is time to force the president to start cleaning up his mess and equip future leaders with a system that works and new emergency tools to restore order. I am grateful to Senator Langford for working tirelessly to ensure that supplemental national security legislation begins with direct and immediate solutions to the crisis at our southern border. American sovereignty is being tested here at home, and our credibility is being tested by emboldened adversaries around the world. The challenge we face will not resolve themselves, nor will our adversaries wait for America to muster the resolve to meet them. The Senate must carefully consider the opportunity in front of us and prepare to act. So he is on board with this deal. He is thankful to Senator Langford for the sellout job in this negotiation. And as we all know, Mitch McConnell is a dinosaur that needs to go extinct.
But here, it's just understand what he's saying, and I'm not saying that you don't. He's saying we can't trust Biden because he created the problem. Yet we're going to write this law to force Biden to follow the law he's not already following. Because the problem is created for him not following the law and removing components that prevent it, like the room in Mexico and the stuff he enumerated. But then he turned around and basically saying, and you're expecting that asshole to follow whatever you come up with? That's what shows you that they have no intent of follow through. Because what are you going to do? You're trying to impeach him on an election year?
Yeah, it's...
And from the Senate, he can't impeach shit because it has to start in the House. So it's not only that he's for it, he's basically rubbing it into the dumbasses that believe what he wrote.
Which, I mean, he's got to have less credibility than almost anybody else in Washington, D.C. I don't think there's a more universally hated man than Mitch McConnell. The left hates him because he's a Republican, and Republicans hate him because, well, he stabs Republicans in the back every chance he gets. I think he's the lowest like approval rating in the history of Congress when you look at it combined, and it's for good reason. He's completely worthless and a total sellout. All right, 452. Let's go ahead and we'll break up the show here at this point. We're going to go exclusively onto pill.net here in the second half. What is a swampy Mitch McConnell turtle? Oh, that's good. That's good. He's such a piece of shit, man. I can't believe he's still the leader of the Republican Senate. There needs to be a changing of the guard all over the Republican Party, starting with Mitch McConnell in the Senate. But all right, we're gonna go exclusively to pill.net. So those of you guys watching on Rumble, DLive, Odyssey, CloudHub, YouTube, Twitter, please come find us over on pill.net for the second half. I'll put the link in the YouTube chat, Twitter. You guys, please come find us over on pill.net for the second half. I'll put the link in the YouTube chat, Twitter. You guys, please come find us over on pill.net for the second half. I'll put the link in. But I put the link over there for you guys. I'll put it over in the Rumble chat. It's also in the Rumble description as well. So if you guys just expand that the description beneath the stream, or if you're on mobile, there's a little pill underneath the stream that says description. Click that. You'll see the links to get into pill.net. I'll put it on DLive as well. So So come on over and join us. We got a lot more to talk about. I've got some more reactions. We're going to see what Bird Brand Nikki Haley had to say. Bill Maher actually came out and had some criticism of the way the Biden administration is handling this situation. I was kind of surprised to see that. And then Michael Rappaport, the ultimate TDS psychopath. Well, he's starting to see the light a little.
Adel, they're saying that there's an echo in the chat. Everyone's saying echo.
Hold on.
I don't hear it in Zoom.
Is it?
It says 5x5 now. Esther just said 5x5.
Okay, I know what happened. It was because I clicked on the YouTube stream to put that in the chat and it wasn't muted. I can't hear it though, like because my computer speakers are muted, but it'll come through OBS if there's sound playing on my desktop. So that's what it was. So I apologize. I apologize for that. But we've got a ton of good stuff here in the second half. So use those links. Come on over to pill.net. I'm going to play a quick 60-second video. And then we will come back on the other side. We'll say goodbye to our other platforms, and then we will continue on with a second half absolutely loaded with interesting stuff to talk about here. So please come over to pill.net, the home of free speech.
Pill.net is proud to host 412 Productions, exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pill.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family, and if you have any questions at all, please email support@pill.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on Pill.net. Free speech lives here.
All right, we are ready to start the second half of today's show. If you haven't jumped on over to Pilled, last chance to do that. Again, links are in the Rumble description, in the DLive, Rumble, and YouTube chat. Or if you just want to type in Pilled.net, when you get to the website, you'll see on the left side of the screen. If you're on desktop, you'll see all the live channels. You'll see 412 Productions. Or if you're on mobile and you go to Pilled.net, across the top, you'll see all the live channels. We're that black and gold logo. That black and gold American flag logo at the top of your mobile screen. Just click on that. It'll bring you right on in to the show. If this is where we say goodbye, if you're not going to jump over to the comfy bunker, no worries. Thank you for joining us for the first half. I really appreciate it. And we will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time for a Tuesday installment of Deplorable Discussions. But we've got another hour, and I hope you'll come over and join us. So without further ado, let's go ahead and say goodbye to these other platforms and shut them down. So there goes DLive, Rumble, Twitter,